unfortunately, not many people have really come to good terms with that, to be quite honest. Hey, Celeste, how are you? And I'll if you here, I'll invite you to here. I'll invite guest copy here, and I'll paste you here. So that way, if you want to join the stream, you absolutely may. Because we're getting into something really, really, really cool that I think that is unprecedented, and it's okay, but um, you can jump in if slash when you'd like. Um, but we're gonna touch on something here, everybody. Man, we all want to think that, how should I say this? There is some speculation that I put him in his name in there. How Trump is actually kind of warming up to the Middle East, and not just that, but I think not no I think I remember talking about this. And first of all, we need to think what Trump is first and foremost. He's a businessman, right? So what does he care about money? And the motives. This is why I'm guessing, why he's kind of being a little soft and getting Israel to sort of bend the knee. He's not sabotaging Israel by no means. However, he's there is there's some stuff going on where he is doing deals more so with the Middle East, and not as much with Israel. And now we're one, and people might be thinking, oh well, what else? What's in the Middle East? I mean, like everyone speculates it, and the freaking boomers, Xers, and even some millennials are going to be bitching that it's like that it's oil and stuff like that, black gold. However, does anyone know what else is in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East? Let's share this video here. And again, if you want your insight, jump on into the. If you want your insight heard, or if you want to be part of the show, jump on in. Especially you, Celeste. So let's get this pupper going here. This is gonna be good. Watch this. This was on public news, believe it or not. CBN News. Oh, but he's evil, huh? First of all, I don't believe there's so much evidence of the fucking contrary of this go of this freaking going on here. So there is a weird precedent here going on, and not against Israel or anything like this, but when we're talking, but there's going to be a part of this video, and it's called "Could Trump's Middle East Trip Lead to a Deal Without Israel?" And let's wonder, and we'll get to the bottom of why I think that there might be something bigger here. Now, keep in mind, he is basically, this is what a lot of master negotiators do. They really oh, I thought I was sharing my here we go. Shoot. Keep in mind that that he's saying we're keeping up with Israel, all this stuff. You have to understand that he is saying what people really ultimately want to hear. Okay. And this is what's they're making it oh, he's he's on the side of Zionism, all this stuff. What Jimmy Dore really portrays him as, which is kind of a complete bullshit. But let's get this going a little bit more.
It goes together. The things are intertwined.
Still, some Middle East analysts see Alexander's release as a diplomatic victory for Hamas. While the terror group received no compensation, they say it succeeded in drawing the U.S. into pressuring Israel to end the war in Gaza. Netanyahu's office announced it's sending a negotiating team to Doha to see if a deal can be reached to release more hostages from Gaza. All this on the eve of a major push by the IDF to defeat Hamas, and as President Trump begins his visit to the region. President Trump arrived Tuesday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and greeted by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Okay, so this is a clue. He's meeting the Saudi princes, right? What do you think when you think Saudi prince?
The goal of the trip is a potential diplomatic and economic bonanza that could bring as much as $1 trillion in investment in the U.S. Regional leaders will participate in a summit Wednesday that may include Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Some believe Crown Prince bin Salman may want to tie the establishment of a Palestinian state to normalizing relations with Israel. It's this focus on a Palestinian state, along with the lure of a massive economic deal, that concerns many Christian groups who support Israel. It's why the International Christian Embassy Jerusalem is putting out a call to prayer that says, in part, we are calling on committed Christians everywhere to set themselves aside for more focused prayer over the coming days concerning the high-stakes diplomacy playing out before our eyes. This moment could bring great benefits for Israel and the entire region, or it could bring us closer to the dire prophetic judgment of Joel chapter 3. That passage scripture issues a warning about the consequences of dividing up the land of Israel. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, certainly let's be in prayer, and let's
Okay.
be in prayer for the remaining hostages. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. The reason Israel is in Gaza is because of Hamas and because of the horrific attack and because they took citizens captive and took them away as hostages. And they still, to this day, refuse to release them. That's
Both sides are guilty, but yes.
why the IDF is there. That's why we're seeing this horrible destruction. And it's all because Hamas refuses to surrender the hostages. If they would do that, the war would end immediately. In other news, ethical and national security
Okay, well, that's
questions surround President Trump's plan to accept a luxury jet from Qatar.
all right. We don't really care about that. But if he wants, this guy's ending wars. Freaking, oh my god, he's getting a new plane, dude. Sell him give him a country. If he's gonna achieve peace, you can in the Middle East and end these freaking wars. Yes, he tried to get. He said that he would do it within 24 hours. However, what else do you think is we'll play another one. I know we don't really like Jimmy Dore or something like that, but he covers this as well. He's okay. I think he has a little bit of TDS here, but I'll let you linger on what you think on why this is going on here. Jimmy Dore has one case, but I think I clued everyone in the so let's this is watch this.
Unilateral recognition of Palestine state will force unilateral actions in response. So these guys are just terrorists. There are reports that Trump is going to recognize Palestine as its own state. Kenneth Roth tweets out, it's good that Trump wants the Nobel Prize. To merit one, he needs to stand up to Netanyahu. No ethnic cleansing in Gaza. No forever war there so Netanyahu can avoid prison. No more Israeli opposition to a Palestinian state. The headline here is Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize. Here's how he can earn one. So this is from the Jerusalem Post. Gulf diplomatic sources debate if Trump will announce U.S. recognition of Palestinian state. Saudi Arabia will host a Gulf U.S. summit in mid-May during Trump's Mideast visit.
And this is exactly why you should never listen to your fucking government. This is exactly why all of the founding fathers gave you the First and Second Amendments, because all of what these fuckers are saying is warmongering and to keep you enslaved. I don't know why I just said that, but people need to understand that. Oh, he might win the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, what? So Yeah, he wants to end the wars. That's why he's talking to these people. And again, there's the I will reveal and ask why another another reason why he's doing this, why he's making peace deals.
Speculation swirls over a major announcement on a Palestinian state and peaceful U.S. Saudi nuclear cooperation. This follows the summit held on May 21st, 2017, during Trump's first term. The summit, hosted by Saudi Arabia and its capital, Riyadh, was preceded by numerous predictions regarding the announcement that Trump referred to, describing it as a very important announcement during a meeting with the most important announcement ever.
This incredible mold remover gel can restore your bathroom and tiles to their original shine
Probably
in
the
just
most
15
important.
minutes.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about this announcement. It's a phenomenal announcement. We've never seen an announcement like this.
I love
Describing it
when,
as a very important announcement
45
during a meeting with
/
Canadian
47
Prime
does
Minister
that.
Mark Carney at the White House on Tuesday, May 6th. In addition to what Trump intends to announce, the summit's agenda and the deals and agreements expected to take place have become the talk of the town, ranging from security and military deals to technology deals and artificial intelligence deals. A lot of deals. Some of these are some of the best deals. We got multiple deals. Everybody's excited about. No one's ever seen deals like these. These are phenomenal deals.
I
All
would say
Gulf
they
leaders
are.
are scheduled to participate in the Gulf U.S. summit, with the exception of King Salman bin Abdulaziz, who has not participated in public events or meetings for a
Abdulaziz. King Solomon bin Abdulaziz. Abziz. King Solomon bin Abdulaziz. It's not that freaking hard. I'm saying for at least for Jimmy Dore. For the audience, it could be hard. I mean, like Jesus. I'm just bashing on this motherfucker. Even though I like him, I have mixed feelings about him. Like, I don't know. He can get a little wishy-washy for my liking, but
long time due to his health. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to be there, even though he had bad health. I heard he was going to be there, but Jerusalem Post says he's not. A Gulf diplomatic source who declined to be named or disclose his position told the media line President Trump will issue a declaration regarding the state of Palestine and American recognition of it. So that's an anonymous source. That's an anonymous diplomat.
I said this years and years and years ago, and I got so much shit from this Ukrainian nationalist blondie dipshit. That she, and they were saying that Ukraine would win, this, that, and the third. They were basically pro-war. I said, yeah, I just believe in diplomacy. I don't believe in war, because right now, wars are won with money. They're not won with boots on the ground. That's just theater these days. Okay? There's so much money. There's so much wealth. More than there's ever been. And if there wasn't, why would Zelensky, that is a name, Yuka, from Ukraine? Why in the world would he even want so much of the money? Our money from taxpayer. Why would he want so much taxpayer money from European and North American countries if wars are not won with money? Well, wars are won with money to certain degrees, yes, but he still lost, even with all that support.
Is that real? I don't know.
And I don't side with either. I side with, you're either for peace or you're for war, and war is murder. That's all I'm preaching. War is murder, and I will always live by that.
Was that
So, if that's the case, shut up and cough up the dough, you know, or show me the money and let's make a deal. Let's make a pact. That's how wars are won these days, or even created.
hopeful thinking, wishful thinking? Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be amazing. That would screw up Zionism. And that there
Yeah,
will
it
be the
would.
establishment of a Palestinian state without the presence of Hamas. I'm sure Hamas would disband if Trump negotiated, hey, we're going to turn things over to the PLO, or we're going to have a new election, and Hamas can't be on the ballot. But
That'd be
in
good.
exchange, we're going to give you, United States is going to recognize you as a state. I 100% they would go along with that. The source also added, if an announcement of American recognition of the state of Palestine is made, it will be the most important declaration that will change the balance of power in the Middle East, and more countries will join the Abraham Accords.
That is the ultimate goal for every country in the Middle East, and possibly even in the East, to sign those things.
The source confirmed that economic agreements will certainly be present, but many of them have already been announced, and we may witness the Gulf states being exempted from tariffs.
Now, peep the game here. Well, I learned that from that's a black slang term. Peep the game, y'all. So me like, take a look at this. Check it out. Peep the game. Check this out. Basically, what that translates to. I want to ask everybody in the audience, whether you're here live or you are here way later, put in the comments section or in the chat if you're here live, but put in the comments section around here if you've been watching this, what does the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and especially Israel have? What do they have? What are they? I said that the Vatican, in an early episode, that the Vatican is arguably the world's bank account, or where a lot of stuff is, if you know what I mean. I basically spoiled it.
U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee denied this stuff. Of course he did. He's more of Zionist than Netanyahu is.
Shut the fuck up about Zionism.
He said Israel has no better friend.
First of all, not every Jewish person is a Zionist. Okay? They don't even, a lot of leftoids don't even know what the fuck that means.
Ahmed Al
Yeah, exactly.
Abraham, former Gulf diplomat.
Hi, I'm Andy Levian, General Counsel at the DNC. We just sued
Congratulations.
President Trump and Doge, and I hope you will support us by donating to our fight fund. Here's what you need to know. Trump signed an executive order to impose radical changes on how Americans register to vote, cast a ballot, and participate in our democracy.
Yeah, to legally do that shit. This is gonna be this is an ad, everybody. This is actually an ad. I didn't plan on doing this, but let's freestyle some shit. Let's freestyle some shit here. Yeah, no kidding, and participate in our democracy legally. Legally. Not handed over, okay? Kick out these illegals. All right, YouTube, you want to flag my channel for saying this? I don't care. Kick out these fucking illegals. Okay? Encourage another baby boom. Make sure everything is affordable, everything's backed, and people have their freaking pensions, and that there's, employee loyalty by companies. So that way, there doesn't need to be illegal immigration. That is called pregnancies. That's called families. But we all know, my body, my choice. Hence why these stupid bitches are and it's always these white Karens who want to look masculine. Freaking just crying about this. Whatever. But this is hilarious.
All of which threaten to disenfranchise lawful voters, and none of which is legal. It makes it harder for
lawful but legal. You see this word salad?
married women who've changed their names to register to vote, and forces states to throw out lawful mail ballots. If states don't comply, they could lose federal funding.
Oh, if states don't comply with handing over people who are essentially trespassing, then they lose federal funding. Wow. Okay, this is a travesty. Everybody. Common sense and common law is being enforced. Nobody's above the law. Isn't that what they said? Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. Shut up. Shut up, you stupid idiot. And you wonder why the Democratic Party's logo is a jackass. It's because it's riddled with them.
And somehow, as we've come to expect from this administration, it gets even worse. The executive order also gives DOJ access to the data of millions of voters, sensitive personal information handed over to Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire. The threat is real.
He's not part of. He's in the cabinet, but that's not an electable position that he's in.
After floating a third term, Trump and Musk are taking steps to rig our elections. That's
gaslighting.
That's why the DNC filed a lawsuit to stop them.
Because the DNC is rigging elections through illegals.
We're already suing to block Trump's hostile takeover of the Federal Election Commission, and now we're gearing up for yet another legal battle that will shape the future of our country.
And yet you wonder why people are steering away from this, because you're not for the working class. You're for, we need voters. We need voters, and people are figuring us out, and we have nothing to run on. That
winning these is not easy, especially when your opponents are the president and the richest man in the world. So we're relying on a surge of grassroots support right now to help us put an end to these illegal power grabs. I hope you're with us. Thank you.
Fuck off. All right. Moving on.
Told the media line, I don't expect it to be about Palestine. Oh, really? So now we have conflicting. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, I love their names. And it's like, it's how they get Fat Tony. Or, that's what all this is. That el-Sisi, yay.
And you wonder why you never wrote for you were either never on or wrote for The Simpsons.
Like Joey the Nose. That's what all this shit is, right? And King Abdullah II of Jordan have not been invited. Oh, really? So the Egyptian president and the Jordanian president have not been invited. They are the two countries closest to Palestine, and it would be important for them to be present in any event like this. So that's why that guy says, I don't think that's happening. Because if it was, those guys would be there. Al Ibrahim also said there will be major deals coming, perhaps similar to what happened in 2017 Gulf U.S. Summit, with the Saudis deals worth more than $400 billion. Let's not forget that the United Arab Emirates announced investments in the U.S. worth more than $1 trillion. And Saudi has announced investments worth more than $600 billion.
What does this sound like, everybody? What does this sound like? Huh?
That's not small change. This is clear because President Trump intends to visit the United Arab Emirates and Qatar after concluding his visit to Saudi Arabia. These are two important economies with significant financial resources and major investments in the United States. This other guy, Ahmed Bushoki, have you ever had the Bushokis? Oh,
just last week.
They pan fry them with that sauce. Fantastic. They melt in your mouth, the Bushokis. I remember my grandma used to make the pierogies and the Bushokis. They were fantastic. A Saudi political analyst told the media line, this is about major economic deals that will take place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Perhaps U.S. President Trump hinted at this when he told the American people to buy stocks now before his big announcement in the next 2 days. Remember that? Regarding the news of peaceful U.S.-Saudi nuclear cooperation to generate electricity in Saudi Arabia, Bushoki said, Saudi Arabia has had a program announced since 2010, and it has been discussed several times before. International companies are now working to implement these. So Saudi Arabia wants to go to nuclear power? You think you think they'd want to use oil? You know, yeah, no, we're going to sell our oil and we're going to go to nuclear. Is that what?
Ooh, so what? Again. This is not about, for decades, during the Clinton administrations, the HW, the W, and even Obama administrations. It was all about the oil, right? It was all about oil. By the looks of it, Trump is not P45/P47 is not worried about oil. What do you think he is worried about? Leave in the chat. All right.
What they're doing? Plans are currently underway in Saudi Arabia to build the kingdom's first nuclear reactor, with several international companies competing to design and build the reactor. Meanwhile, the neighboring Gulf country, the United Arab Emirates, already owns the Barakah reactor and is the only Arab country with a 4-reactor nuclear power plant in collaboration with a Korean company. Get the F out of here.
Okay, so not that long ago, he was talking about being the Pope, joking with the Vatican and stuff like that, with what they have in there. Mind you, 47 is a businessman. So what does he deal with?
Breaking after the information from Jerusalem Times that Trump is planning to recognize the Palestinian state, Israel foreign minister came out with a threat. Unilateral recognition of Palestine state will force unilateral actions in response. So these guys are just terrorists. Israel are just Mel, our friend, the Village Crazy Lady, says, this is from February 2024. These were the conditions the Saudis committed to then. No relations with Israel without the establishment of an independent Palestinian state on the 1967 borders. The Trump team accepted this as a precondition for normalcy is a big deal. I know it's not as much as some wanted. I get it. I do. But the Biden administration did everything short of threatening KSA with military action to get them to drop this demand, and they wouldn't do it. So Trump acknowledging it and saying that the official U.S. position is to respect that request is a big step in the right direction. So here she links to it. Saudi Arabia says no relations with Israel before recognition of a Palestinian state with 967 borders. And here it is. In a statement released early Wednesday, the Saudi Foreign Ministry said the kingdom has informed Washington that it will have diplomat relations with Israel, that it will have no, I got to read this. I got to look at it. That it will have no diplomatic relations with Israel until an independent Palestinian state is established on the 67 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital, and Israel ends its offense on the Gaza Strip and withdraws its troops from the enclave. So good on Saudi Arabia, I guess. And good on Trump. We'll see what happens. This is a fingers crossed moment. I don't have faith, but I have hope. At least there's some hope. So that's great.
Me too.
Great hope. All right, we'll see what happens. If Trump does this, he will get the Nobel Prize. I bet he wants one. I bet
really
there's
be sticking it to Obama.
I bet nothing matters more than him right now than to try to figure out a way to get a Nobel Prize. I bet you that's what he's going to try and do.
That would make
We'll see.
everybody so salty.
The magnesium in your cabinet is not only filled with heavy metals, but it also can be making your age.
All right. So as a result here, what do you think Saudi Arabia has? It has what XRP is backed by, and lots and lots and lots of it. This is another step towards the EBS. No one's talking about this, not to my knowledge. So it's here, people. It's here. I shouldn't say it's here, but it is very, very close to happening. People have been talking about the EBS and XRP going live. The Middle East is, we have to understand that the Vatican, the Middle East, Jerusalem, and Saudi Arabia are besides the U.S. are arguably the wealthiest regions on the entire planet, alongside of China. China has the most, I would arguably say, the most trading and factory power, but in terms of solid economies, or like solid currencies, not economies, currencies, hard solid currencies, the coin, gold, silver, platinum, that is the Middle East. That's what Saudi Arabia has. All their princes, all their freaking kings, queens, that is what it's riddled with. No one's and I have been trying to keep up with the truther, with other truthers. Yeah, Mark Beryersky. I've been trying to deal with these other people. Yeah, not deal with these other people, but look them up. Gila. No one is touching on this. No one's touching on this. Why can nobody touch the fact that in an attempt to end the wars, he is going to start having the West, at least the U.S., gain wealth independence, getting back on the gold standard that Dick Nix got us off of. So that way the money can be manipulated, because money can be manipulated through cash and crypto. And with crypto especially, crypto, it's you just punch in a code and you can actually get robbed. I mean, the whole point is to put money in the citizens' pockets. He's seeing that Zelensky isn't budging, and the paper money is useless. So when paper money is starting to become useless, what do you go back on? Or what do you turn to? You turn to the old school way that's been going on for tens of thousands of years, tens if not hundreds of thousands of years. No, paper money did not exist up until like like 100 years ago. Less than that, like 70, 80 years ago. Total flop. No one cares. Like paper money started what? The 1800s? Early 1900s, at least that's when it was introduced. Even though paper money was introduced, it may have been introduced during then, but they still had coins and like silver dollars and silver and golden coins, all that. But yes, sir. Get your XRP ready, everybody, because this is exactly what the start of it all is. I'm guessing. I'm not an economist. I'm not any of this, but what I'm seeing from here, as I'm fidgeting around with my microphone to get it on the tripod, what I'm seeing here is that a huge setup for economic independence that not even Europe is paying attention to. Europe's not putting up more money. It won't put up more money. And so what has the most value now? That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. So, get in on if you want to jump in. I think only one person is watching. If you want to jump on in, come on in and come on in. I know I'm nobody, at least as of now. Probably for another few months, and because oh my god, these people. I actually do you know what? Why don't we? I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. That's not what I want to hear. Don't give a shit about your stupid advertisement. But I do want to see what you've been going on. Because I used to like this guy a lot. But lately he's been dipping his toe in political commentary, if I recall correctly. Let me see. I do have some of his decks. They're fantastic, phenomenal decks. Yeah. Oh, man. Mark does have some terminal TDS. Oh, God. That's funny. I just briefly went on to his channel. Don't want to promote it. But, you know. Oh, boy. No, I don't care. I'm sure you will. Don't care for it. And who the hell am I? I'm just some rando on the internet who has like seven subscribers. Is anybody gonna? Am I gonna get? Is this gonna catch wind? Probably not, because the thing is that, one, I'm very tiny, very, very tiny. I don't even have 10 subscribers. But I will say this. If you really want the truth in the truther community, this is the place. Because the truther community is going to give they're going to tell you a lot of things that they perceive, how they personally perceive it. Well, which I do. I'll admit it. But then you know, they give off. They could try to make sure that everything is like their own friggin' idea. I think I said that in one of the first streams, like the first or second stream. Why I don't take I shouldn't say I don't take this kindly to this community. I absolutely do. But let's not kid ourselves. Anywho. So, let's see. We'll take a little moment break here, everyone. So, in the meantime, let's let's I'll put on some a momentary waiting music here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That'll piss some of the truthers off, maybe. Or I don't care. I don't care. So I'll just hang around for a few more minutes. See what everyone else does. Oh no, sorry, Celeste. What do you think of the show? Ah, yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. You need those fibers, you girl. You need them fibers. That's the thing that's gonna get you all mucusy and get all that gross stuff out of your system. But if you're sneezing and coughing, yep, it's better to taste. It's better to listen to them than to eat them. Some red hot chili peppers. At least when you listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers, at least it's enjoyable. When you eat Red Hot Chili Peppers, I don't know, doesn't really feel the same, does it? Stupid pun jokes. Or is it dad? Is that a stupid pun or a dad joke? It can be. I guess it could be either one. Whatever. Anyone watching, you liked it. So, I want to ask the chat if you think if that's the case, do you think that P-47, I already said his name, his name's in the title, do you think him having these peace deals and also negotiating with some of the most, not the most, just the most powerful, but the biggest hoarders of solid wealth, that this is the start of the EBS? Possibly even Nasera Jacera. I mean, like, because who's the world's biggest bank accounts? He's been going after the last three, those people. I mean, like, not China. People want to say China is, but I would argue he's trying to it's all because, again, he's a businessman. He's all about money. So he's going on to two of the most wealthiest countries on the planet that are arguably that hoard all the gold, hoard all the wealth. The Vatican has shit tons of money, fuck tons of money. The Middle East has fuck tons of money. Both Israel and Palestine, or areas of Iran, Iraq. People are these boomers and other Xers and stupid millennials are going to say, oh, he's going after for the oil. He's going after for the black gold. In fact, in hypnosis, Saudi Arabia was called out to be the nation that frees us, I believe. Well, that is also who he's doing the negotiations with. And by proxy, Netanyahu had to basically surrender that U.S./Jewish hostage, not exclusively the Middle East. So not only this is all money based. People are, again, they think, oh, well, he's going after the oil. It's like, no, that's what Bush and Obama were doing to inflate the dollar. Okay, that line, oh my God, we need more oil. We have to start wars and continue wars in the Middle East for the oil. That is some grade A 1980s bullshit. Okay, that's some post-Reagan fuckery. And I honestly believe we're gonna be out with the black gold and in with the actual pure solid gold, because that is what a lot of those people have. The princes, the crown, dude. And you're gonna hear this first, everybody. You're gonna hear this first. Be prepared that he goes after England within the next. I was going to say within the next 6 months, but it could be within the next year. So I'm going to give it 12, 8, not 12, 6 to 12 months. He's going to try to talk to the crown because they too have quite a bit of money. All about money. We're in such deep debt, such deep crap, and the dollar is withering away because of the stupid fucking war over in that Zelensky is not going to tap out on because he's getting printed money. So I gotta say, Trump is basically saying, if we're going to print so much money, then it's going to lose its value. So we're going to have to go back onto the gold standard by proxy. It was one of Alba Weinman's hypnotherapist posted one of her sessions that the man said Saudi Arabia is going to be the savior of humanity or liberate us. Yeah, and I honestly think that Trump or P47 knows that. He knows that it's not going to be. It is not going to be Israel. It's going to be Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, Jürgen, what do we think about Saudi Arabia? Saudi princes, right? Saudi Arabia has shit tons of money. They're arguably, alongside with the Vatican, those two places, and I'll even say Israel, but predominantly Saudi Arabia and the Vatican are arguably the world's biggest bank accounts. So there is a Cold War going on here. There are hot wars going on in other countries, but there are trade wars going on here. That's why I titled that he just did the unthinkable, and if this is the start of the EBS, because he's starting these peace deals, and who are these peace deals with? They are with the biggest hoarders of wealth. He wants the U.S. to be rich. We're broke. The middle class is broke. The middle class are just like we are this hair. I don't know if you can see it, but this hair, this is what we're hanging by. We're not hanging by a thread. We're hanging by a hair that's this frail in size. That's how, in terms of our economy, because no one can afford anything. Like just the other day, people are starting to see like McDonald's, and In-N-Out, or even like this other small chain, this local small chain here called Super Duper, that has 100% real meat, fresh ingredients, and even the grocery store, it ends up being the same freaking thing. And if you get in a sit-down restaurant, you're paying more. Something that cost you like $5, like 5-6 years ago, is now costing you $12. Really? Yeah. And who's getting wealthier and wealthier? Who did we transfer all of our weapons and money to? We transferred all of our money to the middle to the East, not the Middle East. We've traded a lot of our wealth and weapons to the Middle East. And Trump is trying to say, he wants Europe to put up more money. They're not budging. And it's like saying, okay, you know what? You're not going to put up more money. One, we're bailing out. And two, we're going to get more money from two, if not three, of the biggest freaking bank accounts on the entire planet. You heard it here first, everybody. The truther community is not saying this. I didn't hear Gila touch on this. I didn't hear you got other people, you got Soldier of Light or the Light Warrior Network touch on this. I didn't hear Mark Bayersky touch on this. I'm a small channel with 7 subscribers. You mean I didn't even hear Laura Eisenhower touch on this, or a Portal to Ascension. No one is touching on this. Why? You want to know why? Because everybody's a bunch of fucking dick riders in this community. They don't want to be the first one to break it or have an original idea or see something. They just want to plagiarize and say that that's their own. Someone actually, I think I mentioned this, that this was 1 or 2 years ago, but the Light Warrior Network actually, I have this other reading channel, and I said somewhere along the lines of why I call my audience the Soul Fam, and there was this one video that they went live where they almost plagiarized me, almost word for word, completely ripped off the story, completely ripped off the explanation, completely ripped off. And that's what it is. People want to say that they're the truthers, but they're just parroting a lot of people who don't have a lot of people who have original thought, and they plagiarize it and put it as their own. So, as of now, you heard it a few minutes ago, around 6 o'clock. I would say 5:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You heard it here first. That he's negotiating with the ones with solid gold and solid silver to get us off the dollar and paper money and get us back into the gold standard, which would ignite XRP and ignite the EBS. You heard it here first. And Celeste is explaining pretty much how it's going to start. The EBS, this is also Nasera Jacera that I've heard of here. This is all where it all starts, everybody. Anyways, if anyone wants to jump in, I'll chill out and just talk to the audience. Why? Because the audience is fun. Is it? Well, it is a 9-year too. It is a 9-year. Same thing with 2016. 2016 was a 9-year. No, 2016 was it was an 11-year. I do. Oh, wait. No, 2016 was a 9-year. What am I talking about? I was right. That is awesome. So why don't if you want to jump on and explain what that means, that'd be cool. Only if you want to. Or we can probably organize something for the near future and talk about that. Because I really don't know what exactly that entails. And you don't need to write it out or anything if you don't want to. But I think that would be awesome to cover. Bo Palney. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I know I'm fucking weird. Yeah, yes. Maybe I should contemplate not just streaming on YouTube, but also streaming on Instagram. I don't know. I don't have enough content yet. I don't have enough content. I don't have enough content. But so are people content? Yeah. I'll have to see once we get like 100, maybe a few hundred subscribers. If I should contemplate reaching out and collaborating with other content creators, kind of build the this not just this audience but also the support group. You know, no. I know I'm fucking weird, but I mean, I mean, if people don't want kind of like that little comedy, who gives a are you sure you don't want to come out? Because I'm not. Is the EBS soon? Well, why don't you jump on just for this? Because I know you're a lot more eloquent in this than I am. I'll say that. I'll again put the link in that's fine. I'll have to. And if we have future audience members, I mean, like, that's what I would like to do. I'd like to give y'all a platform to hang out and give your insights, just as long as it's authentic and you're just not coming up here to be a fucking jackass. So, sure, we're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting for. We're waiting for Celeste. Waiting for Celeste. Waiting for Celeste. Hey there.
Hi.
All right. So what? So you. So what exactly was So the EBS.
Oh, I'm just curious because I know there's other truthers, tarot people that asked about it, and they felt that it would be around July, but I don't know if you get the same thing or not.
It could be around. I mean, like that time, but
yeah, it feels right to me. Like between ooh. Sorry.
So for don't worry, and yeah. Here, you're still available if you. I mean, but I mean, but yeah. So I got the 5 of Cups. She's kind of like sobbing here in this, like some sort of like loss, but it is into something bigger. The Tower.
Oh.
The 8 of Pentacles. So something is something has to come crashing down. And also after the 7 of Pentacles, we got the King of Pentacles as well. So I am getting, and then the Ace of Swords.
Oh, aces that's usually upright. It's always a yes.
And then Queen of Wands.
And information.
Queen of Wands, and then I'll do a 7th card, which is 1 of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles, I should say.
Oh, yeah. You got 2 aces. That's a strong yes.
Yeah, so... But the thing is that with the Tower and with the Pentacles, something... you said that it's supposed to be around June?
July.
Yeah. So maybe... I don't think it's going to explode, but around July, people might be... I think that's what the Tower is, and
5 of Cups.
And the
Five of
eight.
Cups usually means like a loss or grieving over something or a feeling of loss
I honestly, but yeah. So I honestly,
or disappointment.
people are going to be losing a lot of the money. Something tells me it might be people who.
Do you think it's the global elites?
That, and it's also stocks. People, the stock market might crash completely.
Oh.
Or what do you think? Because this is kind of like an old man who's holding all the counting his coins and his assets.
It could be the elites, like the globalists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like those that had the wealth, because a lot of what Bo was talking about is the wealth is going to be taken from the wicked and given to the righteous. Like there's going to be a wealth transference from the wicked to the righteous. So it could be that they're losing, it's their loss. Like they're bankrupt, they're extracted. Yeah, and it's going to the righteous, the people.
Yeah. And I honestly think that that's what these deals are. They're all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what why he's why Trump is talking to the two or three most economically powerful people, or countries or areas on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
He's not and you want to know what's funny? I don't think people are catching this. He's not. He is not collaborating with Western countries. They're Eastern and Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Western leaders are corrupt. I mean, they really are. I mean, if you want to talk about, the whites keeping everyone down, it's those guys. Yeah, there's truth to it. It's not the white people, but the elite, those that are part of the elite, where they want to call them whites or Zionists or,
Not all Jews are Zionists. I like how a lot of Jimmy Dore says that. I don't like it how he says like.
No, but they're comprised of everybody. I mean, even if you look at the entertainment industry, a lot of people of color are in that club too. It's not really even about race. It's just, I mean, it does tend to be run by certain groups, but I mean, but multiple people have joined, even, and I don't think it discriminates race necessarily or even gender.
No. Not at all.
Yeah.
But they are making these I believe of these identity politics as a smokescreen.
Oh, sure. It's to divide and conquer.
Yeah. Well,
so keep us fighting with and blaming each other instead of going to the source of it.
Yeah. Well, I think this has been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and thank you for the clarity you always add to the show.
I wish. Yeah, thank you. Well, you're doing great.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. And yes, so I think it's been an hour and a half. If you have is there anything that you want to see me cover or?
think you did well. I think we're
Okay.
good.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching if you did.
Please like and subscribe. Okay.